Okay, so today is the last session. Just let me allow. We need to allow. Hey, Srini, can you hear us? Okay, great. Okay, we are just starting only.
അപ്പോഴേ ഞാൻ മൊബൈലിലാണ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തത്. അപ്പൊ അത് ഒന്നും കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ അങ്ങോട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല, നിങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല.
Right. Okay, we will start. Starting. So today is the last session. This is the fifth session in advanced. Under advanced, we look at the financial plan. Okay, so we'll do the fifth session, the last session, right? Now, as usual, this is very important, at least my personal experience. A simple reason is anything we do in investing, there always can be something better, or there can be always something which is worse, right? I mean, it's both sides. Not that we are whatever we do is the best or number one in this. So we obviously are not going to be an experts in everything. Somebody comes and tells tomorrow you buy this mutual fund or this stock or this bond or whatever it is. We are not going to be expert in everything, and we will not be able to probably figure it out whether that's the best or worst, whatever it is. So one is we go by our circle of competence, in the sense we don't know completely. We can just ignore and say, I don't want to get into it. I don't know anything at all. But you should have something within your circle of competence where you'll be able to do some bare minimum research and understand and decide whether that's something you want to consider or not consider. If you want to consider, what next, right? There are three parameters always when you invest. Whether you should invest on that, how much you should invest on that, and when you should invest on that. So all three are important. Assuming that you clear the first one, how much should you invest? Say, for example, I decide I will invest, say, 50,000, 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, whatever it is. Second is when you should invest. So is it today? Is it that I'm going to put a SIP for next 24 months? Or I will only invest whenever I get a bonus, some additional money when I get from wherever it is, right? So all three are extremely important because the returns what you get will depend predominantly on the second and third, how much you are investing and when you are investing. Now let us look at what is a financial plan. First of all, what is a financial plan? Financial plan in summary is like a project plan what we make for our project. Most of us are professionals. We create project plans, or we at least look at the project plans. What will a project plan predominantly contain? It will have a scope, what a description about the project, etc. It will broadly have the timelines, or it will precisely have the timeline, saying there's a start date, there's an end date, there is some milestones in between, there's a go live, there's a support, there's a warranty, all those kind of things. So that's a timeline part. Third one is there will be always a budget allocated to that, where either that will be a purchase order, there will be a fixed price, there's a time and material or unit of work, whatever it be. There will be always a budget allocated to that. Now, in addition to that, there will be few things like there will be a quality parameter saying what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. There will be a risk analysis parameter saying that what are the potential risks that can happen when the project is being done. For example, we can say we are building a bridge. We can say, okay, during the rainy season, water level may be high, so we may not be able to really do proper work at the time. We can do something away, but not on the river itself. That's one way to look at. Other way, we can say it's going to be heavy drought during, say, or there will be water scarcity during, say, April and May. So if you are constructing a bridge, there will be no water there. We can't pour concrete or whatever it is, right? So simple stuff. There are risks, and we have to work around the risk. Either we can say we will not work on those months or those time, or we can say we'll find out alternate ways to get water or whatever it may be. So those will be risks, and there will be plans to manage those risks. So those also happens in a financial plan where you identify your risk, and accordingly, either you will identify the investment products or investment instruments. Also, you will identify the amount of insurance you have to take. So that's what we will do with the risk plan. Now, a simple question we can ask. I don't have a financial plan. And I also don't know anybody who else who has a financial plan. Neither my parents nor my elders in my home or whom I know, nobody has a financial plan. They get a income. Some are salaried, some are doing business. There is lumpy income, all those things. But they are running the show, right? And why should I have a financial plan? So if, and again, I will go back to our professional projects. Imagine that, say, a airport needs to be built, right? Or Cochin or Vizhinjam port needs to be built, right? Imagine if there is no plan for that, no project plan to build that port. When will that port will get completed? Nobody knows. It may get completed in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, or it may never get completed, right? What will be quality of the port? There's no definition of quality, right? So it can be anything. Day one, it can break, or it can sustain for many days. That depends, right? How much money it will cost? No clue. It may cost you a few crores, or it may go to thousands of crores. It may go to lakhs of crores also. So without a plan, also things can be done. Very small things can be done in life, like maybe going to a shop. What will I do tomorrow? Those kind of small things can be done in life. But when there is a plan, there is one is you can act very early. You'll get time to act on it. That's point number one. Second is you can prioritize things on what needs to be done and what need not be done. As simple as, say, for example, tomorrow I need to pay my kids' fees. I need to pay, say, 2,000 rupees. Today I have 1,000 rupees in my hand. So if I have a plan, what I will do, I will figure out a way to go and either take that money from bank or borrow it from my friends or wherever it is, and then pay that money on tomorrow. If I don't have a plan, as simple as that, I can even go and spend this 1,000 rupees also in some movie or something. And then tomorrow when it comes and hits and my kid can't pay the fees, it will hit me after a few days. School will send me a letter or they'll send my kid out of school, whatever it may be, right? It will hit me later and it will be very difficult to solve that problem when it really hits me. So it's better to avoid it as early as possible. So plan for it and maybe start saving it 3, 4, 5 months before it's done. I have to pay the kids' fees and save it. So whenever there is a plan, it's very easy to prioritize things. I may not see a movie every month. I am spending 500 rupees to watch a movie. I will save it for 3 months or 4 months and save the 2,000 rupees to pay for my kid. Or I used to take a class or some AI class, something. I used to pay like 1,000 rupees per month. I can push my class for 2 months and then take the class after that, saying, okay, then I can save that 2,000 rupees, whatever it is, right? So when there's a plan, the life can be much more smoother and it can be much more much more structured. If I don't have a plan, everything will become ad hoc. Some more things may not even happen. Some may happen, but you have to put enormous amount of effort and money and time to make it happen. So financial plan is super important because we have to plan for almost, even look at somebody who's 40 years now, we have to plan for another 40 to 50 years because life expectancy is around 80, 90, right? So that is a difficult part. If we don't plan for tomorrow or 1 day, 2 day and all, it may not hurt us badly. But if we don't plan for some event after 20 years now itself, it will be really difficult to achieve that because the day it comes, we will not have time, energy, money to do that, and we will end up paying lot of money. So that's why you typically see poor people going and borrowing money at very high interest rate, 20%, 30%, 100% interest rate, because they don't. One of the reasons is because they don't have a proper plan. We can always tell the other way that they don't have money at all, but somewhere they have to start. Somewhere they have to plan. So in big cities, Bangalore, Chennai, and all, if you see, if I'm right, there are a lot of vegetable vendors who put the vegetable in a cart, push cart, and then go and sell it, right? And many of them borrow money in the morning and they're supposed to return it back in the evening. So the way it works is if you borrow 1,000 rupees, the guy who's giving the money will only give 950 rupees. So 50 rupees he has already taken as his service charge even before he gives the money. And in the evening, this guy has to go and return 1,000 rupees. So 50 rupee he earns per 1,000 rupee in a day, right? And that's I mean, if you can calculate the interest rate, it is a huge number. So 50 into say 365 days by 1,000, if you put, I don't know what, some thousands of percentage you may get. So it's a huge percentage, but it's a small amount. So it doesn't make really sense to calculate the percentages. But at the end of the day, these people end paying heavily for this. It's not that it's difficult for them to borrow the 1,000 rupees from a proper person, may pay 12, 13, 14% interest and all. There are a lot of people who can pay that, but that credibility and that planning needs to be brought in. Now, when should I create a financial plan? Should I do it early? Should I do it at 20, 22, 23 or 25 or whenever I get a job? Or I am already 40 or 50 or 55? Should I, it's too late that I don't have to create. It just doesn't matter. Whatever is your age or your income or whatever it is, create it today. Even if you are retired today, create it today so that you can plan for your future. As I said, your life is going to be somewhere around 80 to 90 years or maybe even more if you're a woman. So you better create a plan today so that it can be peacefully, what you call, we can live our life peacefully. Now, this is a question I have heard quite often. I don't know the future. I don't even know what will happen tomorrow. And what is the purpose of creating a plan in this uncertainty? Because anyway, it will change. So which is perfectly fine. See, no plan is not the reality. Never, ever in the life, plan will be reality. But the beauty is when you create a plan and then you start tracking it very closely, you will have the ability to create an outcome which is very close to the plan. When I say close, it may not be 99% or something. It may be 90% close, it may be 80% close, or it may be even 70% close. Right? If you don't have a plan, we may be nowhere, we may be 100% off. So it's always extremely important to have a draft plan at any given point of time, and you can keep refining it because the moment you create it, you will get more and more idea how to refine that. Maybe in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in 1 year, in 3 years, you can keep refining it again and again and again. So what happens if I suddenly get an increase in salary or I get something from somewhere or whatever it may be, right? We can keep reworking the plan. We can increase our savings. We can reduce our retirement age. We can spend probably more, a little bit more on some entertainment or whatever it may be. Or if you are planning to put your kid in a lower cost school or college, you can look at a higher one. All those things can be done. So that is a dynamic thing. It's a living document. We have to keep updating it as regularly as possible. And the other one is I know I will inherit wealth, then why should I plan, right? So basically any wealth inheritance, we assume that what will happen if I don't get it, and then we do a plan. That's how we generally do. If you get a wealth inheritance, be happy with that, enjoy your life. But generally we assume the other way that we don't get any inheritance, and we plan to so that we can live with our own money. This is another one. This includes my parents also. They didn't have a plan. They are living happily or they lived happily. Why do I need one? So I can give my own father's example. He left behind, he passed away 3 years back. He left behind a few rupees for me and my brother, and my mother is still there. And if I do a rough math, if he had done a proper plan in that, he could have left maybe 3 to 5 times more money if he had a proper plan, right? It's a huge one. He definitely will not benefit with that, but his next generation or somebody else can benefit with that, right? So it's always a plus side to doing a plan. Now, what are the steps involved in creating a plan? Steps are very, very simple. First and foremost, we should have a risk profile about ourselves. And I will walk you through this. I actually have a website where you can do it yourself. So it's not a very complicated one. I will walk you through that. So we should know the risk profile of ourselves. And what is the risk profile of ourselves? Is an investment risk profile. How much we can invest, how much pressure we can take, how much of volatility we can take. Are we inherently a very conservative kind of investor, or are we kind of an aggressive investor? Those kind of things. And I have few 7, 8 questions which we will answer as part of the risk profile. Then we should have what are the assets we have. It can be like we talked only 4 kind of assets. We can have it in debt, FD, mutual funds, all those things. We can have in equity, which can be mutual fund or direct equity. We can have it as a real estate, physical real estate or in digital form, or we can have commodities like gold or silver or whatever it may be, right? So we can have our own assets. So we should know what are our assets. We should also know what are our goals, and I will go through a little bit more when I walk you through. Goals are nothing but at certain point in time, we want to do something which will cost money. In the sense, say after 5 years, my kid will go to college. After 10 years, my kid is likely to get married. After 7 years, I want to buy a house or a car. After 20 years, I want to retire. So there is no more income after that. So these are the various kind of goals which generally comes with a date and an amount. And this can be vague. Again, how much will I spend on my kids' education after 5 or 7 years? I may not precisely know, but I will decide, okay, I will put her in a engineering college, she'll do engineering, it may cost me 10 lakhs for all those things. As on today, that's my, rough assumption, right? Next year or year next to that, you can completely change. You can say, okay, now she probably is going into a lawyer and she has to go abroad. So this 10 lakhs is not at all sufficient. I have to make it like 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, right? So when things change, you can update that also. So the goals are extremely important. Whatever you have visibility today, capture those things. Now we should also know all the liabilities. Typically, loans are the liabilities. I mean, anything we need to return the money on a regular basis or immediately are the liabilities. So we should know all the liabilities we have. Obviously, we will know what is our income. Traditionally, most of us will have salaried income. We may have some other income, like we can have a rental income or something. So mostly it will be salaried income. Now we should also know all our expenses. Expenses can be two ways. One can be the regular monthly expenses, right, from our food to our groceries to power, gas, newspaper to cable, all those kind of things. To sometimes it can be yearly expenses. For example, we may spend on kids' books, kids' uniforms, maybe yearly payment of my insurance or yearly payment of my, I don't know, any loan, whatever it is, right? So you can have yearly expenses, you can have monthly expenses also. Now, finally, we'll look at the insurance, how much insurance we want and how much premium we need to pay for. So now this slide I've already shown it a long back, but I'll just give a 30 seconds overview. So when we do a financial plan, first we save. So the rule we follow is not savings is not income minus expense. We will say expense is income minus saving. So saving gets a priority. Whatever is saving is done, the remaining only goes as expense. So we say we create an emergency fund, again, 6 to 9 times of our monthly expenses. This should be in very easily reachable place. Either it should be in a savings or a FD or a liquid kind of mutual fund, where it will not be volatile. It is available with the same day or next day, maximum next day, not beyond 1 day. It should be that way. We should already have a term and health insurance. Term insurance should be at least 10x of annual income for life. So this is an example. If not for example, I mean, this is a typical range what people will have. More than 1 crore is also perfectly fine if you are a higher income. Health insurance also, you should look at minimum 5 lakhs as a base plan, and you should have at least another. I would rather suggest a 50 lakhs top up, which is called top up, which will cost probably lesser than your the 5 lakh plan itself. If your company is giving you a 5 lakh or a 3 lakh plan, take the top up on top of it. You pay for that separately, and these are considered separate insurances, so you don't have to worry about either one. Most of us will need a financial plan with the help of a financial advisor. I am going to show you something which you can do it yourself, but that will be a little, you need a little amount of expertise to do that. This is the place where I have seen most of the people fall. In the sense, a lot of people don't go beyond this, or maybe beyond this. Probably 20-30% of the people only get into a financial plan. But I have seen that most of the people creating financial plan don't do this for various reasons. Either they don't know how to do it, they're lazy, the platforms or the internet is slow, the platforms don't allow them to log in, various error messages, whatever it may be, right? So this is the most, I have seen practically execution-wise, most difficult step to take. Now, what will you do if this is too complex? So this I will come to that as a final slide. Now I will show you how this is a website called, I think I would have showed you that, the Edna Investment, YAD and YA. Their website of ID URL is investedna.com. So if you pay around, say 1,000 rupees is their actual fees, but they now generally give discount. I got it for 400, 500 rupees or something. You pay for that, you will be able to create a financial plan by yourself. So initially it will ask for all those things, name and gender, occupation, date of birth, all those things, and then your family details, a boy, a girl, whatever, your spouse name, all those things. I have just created some dummy stuff, so paste. I mean, it's not the real one. This is just dummy. Parent, I have kind of considered like my situation where father is not there, only mother is there, kind of stuff, right? Now, once you are done with this, you will get into your risk profiles. These are the 7 questions in risk profile. How do you describe your income? I mean, most of us are stable and rising if you are in a salary job. Others can be, all possibilities are there. I mean, somebody who's in a startup kind of thing could be, good startup can be saying stable and rising fast. Somebody who is like a government job probably can say stable and more or less flat because you get additional salary only as per the inflation, etc. And business guys and all can say it is unpredictable. I don't even know when I will get what I will get. Right. So I've taken stable and rising for this scenario. After deducting expenses and loan, what percentage of your monthly income can you set aside for investment? So this is supposed to be the right number. Greater than 30 is supposed to be the right number. I hope each one of us or all of us do that. But it may not be practically feasible for everybody. So whatever is higher, you should take that number. Where do you have your liquid investment? Liquid investments are mostly the savings accounts, the any investment where there is no lock in or no penalties to take it out. So or minimal penalties to take it out, right? So for example, if you are putting it in a PPF, it's difficult. You can't take it out. It's not a liquid asset. If you are put it in say ELSS, what is it? Equity linked saving schemes in mutual fund, 3-year locking is there. So a lot of even some of the post office investments are also have lock-ins, like 1-year lock-in and all those things. So this liquid, what it means is you can go and literally take it today or tomorrow by paying a very small, or either you don't pay any penalty or you pay a very small penalty. For example, if you have a FD and you go and break that, you don't lose your principal. You may lose a little bit on the interest what they have been promised. If they promise 7%, they may give you 5.5 or 6%, right? Which is perfectly fine because it's emergency and we are going and taking it. So where is it? Savings, PPF, stocks, or mutual funds? No. Now the fourth question: how would you describe understanding in investment? So I put it kind of in the middle profession. You can say you're an expert or you can amateur or you're just a beginner, which is I don't think I need to explain this. What's the predominant investment objective? So capital protection is the most conservative, where I will say my capital should not be touched. It's a kind of a FD kind of situation where never my capital will go below what I have put, right? That's the capital protection. And obviously that will get one of the lowest returns also. Beating inflation, it should be at least some percentage of stock or real estate involved. Otherwise, you will not be able to beat inflation. That means this is not conservative. This medium or a little aggressive kind of thing. Lifetime improvement, it can be, okay, I have a black and white. Oh no, today there is no black and white. So I have a 32-inch TV. I want to buy a 55-inch TV. I am driving a 2-wheeler. I want to drive a 4-wheeler, right? So those kind of things. And finally, the wealth creation. Wealth creation is I probably may not even use this money for myself. I probably will pass it on to my next generation. And I have enough time to do that. So that's the last one. Risk appetite, minimum risk. Obviously, it's more or less like a capital protection. Conservative risk taker, it's like a 20%, 25% in stocks where I'm okay to take very little risk, but not too much. Moderate, maybe a 50% in stock or real estate. Aggressive can be more than that, 60 to 70% in stock. Anything higher than that is super aggressive. So around 60, 70% itself is an aggressive risk taker. In those assets, basically, other than debt, if you are putting your 60, 70% of your money in either in equity or in real estate, you are a aggressive kind of a investor. So this is a question to check how much we will tolerate when the market falls. So a major correction reduces the value of your investment by 25%. What are you likely to react? Some people may sell some part of it. Some people will move the whole investment into some other. So they'll take it from equity and put it in it's a debt. So some people will not touch it at all. They'll just leave it. Some people will buy more. They'll say, okay, this is cheap, and they'll go and buy more, right? So these are the 7 questionnaire from a risk profile. So once you answer this, you'll get into the asset columns. Assets, I already populated a few of these things. So just for easiness, we don't waste time here. So I kind of put, there are 5 FDs and 1 chit fund and all. I put some amount for each FD, 7.25 lakh, 5.1138, blah, 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 some start date, end date, maturity date, or how much is the current value. That is system calculated based on my investment. This calculation was done by the software itself. So this adds up to around 34 lakhs or 35 lakhs or totally I have. Now, mutual fund also same one. I kind of populated around 26 lakhs, 93,000 something on the mutual fund. Then I said also in equity, directly on equity, there is around 21 lakhs. This is stocks, so I have around 21 lakhs. There's a PPF. I have been contributing in PPF for last many years. I have contributed almost 6.2 lakhs till now, and it has grown up to 9.54 lakhs as on today, right? So this is on PPF. Then EPF, Employee Provident Fund, where my employer deducts the salary and put it in EPF, and I also contribute to that. And as on today, my balance there is 9 lakhs. Now NPS also I have added something saying that there is around 5 lakhs in NPS between me or between the both of them, spouse and both of them. There is a 5 lakh there. Now finally, real estate and gold. There's a 30 lakh 50,000 worth of real estate. There's some gold worth 3.6 lakhs. There's a post office schemes for 4.6 lakhs. And then liquid assets, maybe SB or savings account that's around 1 lakh rupee. So this is the overall asset part. We have captured all the assets we have with us. Now moving on, we will get into what are the goals. So as I said, this is I just named a girl and boy, so it's easy to understand. So elder one is the girl in the next 7 years. She is getting into graduation, and I need 10 lakh rupee for graduation as of today's date. So by another 7 years, there will be inflation, and that money will increase to almost so double or something in another 7 years. And we have actually considered some rate of inflation. I will show you that also. Then you have a boy which is 7 years younger. So he also will need 10 lakhs as on today's date to do the graduation. So graduation we have covered. Now we are covered for the marriage also. Put around 10 lakhs, expected age and 25 girl and 27 boy. That's when they are getting married, 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs for their marriage. Again, these are all pure assumptions. These numbers we can change at any given point of time. I have customers who said, I'm not going to pay for my kid's wedding and all. They had to take care of that themselves. I'm not even going to put any money here, right? Which is fine, which is fair enough. But at least we should be aware that there is expenses like this which will come in the future, and are we ready or not? Then for retirement, at the age of 55, I will retire, and in a year I will need around 6 lakhs for my retire as of today, and my life expectancy is 95. So that's the retirement stuff. Car and home, nothing done because there is a home loan coming later. Already a loan is taken. Otherwise, you can plan for a future you buying a car or home. So that also you can do it in the same way. You can add that, and it will ask you what do you want to purchase. You can say home, when you want to purchase, amount required. So you say 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs, whatever it is, how many years you will pay. Down payment percentage and down payment. Down payment percentage is our home cost say 50 lakhs. If you pay 20% as down payment, you have to borrow for 40 lakhs. Loan amount will be 40 lakhs, right? So that you can do. Similarly, you can do car also. So what kind of thing, which year you're buying, how much amount. So it will calculate all the inflation and EMI, all those things. And if you have any vacation, you're going, there are a lot of people who go on in domestic vacation, international vacation, you can add which year, how much money you spend. Now you have to pay something for the parents, maybe 10,000 per month or something. That also you can add, and any other expenses you can add over here, right? So that is how you cover your goals. Now you go on to the liabilities. So liabilities here, only liability is home loan. There's a liability of still 49 lakhs is pending, and there's a EMI of around 45,000 going on a monthly basis with a 9% interest. There are no other liabilities. Typically, our liabilities will be loans. Right now, if you have done that also, then we'll go into the income section. Income, we have salary income of around 1.4 lakhs per month. That works out to be around 16.8 lakhs. There's a rental income of around 8,000 rupees per month. That works out to be 96,000. The total is around 1.48 lakhs, and 17 lakhs, 76,000 is the total income. We can have other kind of incomes also. The salaries can be higher, lower, whatever it is. Going to expenses. So all kind of expenses can be there. These are the top ones. Travel expenses can be to work and back from work, or we may be traveling to some hometown or whatever it is, or we can make it in a yearly way. I just put 2,000 because I said I travel to work and back. That's it. Then children's and parents' education, these are routine expenses. Then medical expenses, anything fixed monthly expenses are there, or annual expenses, or whatever you can do. Any other expenses you can put. Then household expenses, all groceries, food, and all this kind of thing. So this adds up to around 25,000 rupees per month. Now, finally, we are getting into the insurance part. Now, currently, there is insurance worth for 50 lakhs, and the premium paid is 14,000 something. And so another 10 years, or the policy term is another 10 years is remaining. There's a health insurance. This is, I consider it as like a top-up plan, not the regular plan. Regular plan, I'm assuming the company or the employer is giving. This is a top-up plan to that, and 15,000 for that. Now, if you finish all those things, it will give you a report. When I click on the report, download report. This will be the name, blah, 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 when did we create and all. So you can see what is scope, key elements, what are the assumptions they have done, income, expense, all those things, what year entered only to go. They have a 50-30. So this is completely done by this Yajna guys. They are kind of automated the whole process. This is not 100% perfect, but it is decent enough. Say you can say 70%, 80%, this is decent enough. So that this can be started. We don't have to go to anybody or fill up too many Excel sheets, all those things. This we can, if you can sit within 1 hour or so, you can create this first draft. Then whatever we filled up, asset liabilities, emergency planning, goal summary, all those things you will see. So let us go and look at each one of those, right? This is the assumption that they are carried out with inflation will be around 7%. Child education inflation, this is education inflation will be around 10%. Return on debt instruments, this we only have entered. I can show where we entered. It's around 8%. Return on hybrid funds is 10%. Equity is 12%. And yearly income growth is 10%. That is my salary will grow 10% year on year. This is the overall stuff. My age, my spouse age. Okay, there's some problem with the age of children. It was 10 and 1, but I don't know. It is not coming. It should be 10 and 1. And then mother's age, etc. Now, so this is how they have calculated the risk profile or finalize the risk profile. Based on the question answers, what we have answers we have provided. It's a moderate risk taking profile. Growth of capital. You want to invest a broad spread of quality investment, but predominantly in growth assets to achieve higher growth. So reasonable understanding on the investment markets and their operations. When you think of term risk, you think it means possibilities. And at the end of the day, both the returns and risk are always a probability. There is nothing assured. When you make a financial decision, you are more focused on the possible gains, but also keep in mind the possible losses. You can accept that there will be some level of volatility in the value of these investments. You are moderate risk taker and can accept some moderate levels of investment risk. Primary asset classes, equity, hybrid, and real estate. Now that we can see here. So if you go, this is a overall income we said 1.68, 16.8 lakhs in salary and 96,000 as rental. Expenses broken up. Home loan is the major expense, and then your health related, household, other medical, all those things they are broken up, and this gives the table, right? Now 50-30 rule, they will say how much income, how much you can expense. This is okay. This is not a return on stone. Now all the assets in one table: mutual funds, fixed income, PPF, EPF, NPS, equity, real estate, gold, post office, all those things, what percentage of it? So overall is 1.46 crores. Out of that, how much is which asset, right? So that's also there. Liabilities, 49 lakhs. So that's also there. Now your asset currently is 55% is in debt and 45% is in equity. The proportion financially is 25% in in debt and 76% in equity. Now, they are also saying that you should have a 4.3 or 4.27 lakhs worth of your money should be put in a emergency fund. This is for that 6x and 9x number, whatever I showed you, saying that there should be emergency fund with 6 months to 9 months of expenses. So they are they're recommending 4.27 lakhs, and they're saying put it in Kotak savings fund, which is which probably is a debt fund. I'm not sure about it. So that you can withdraw it today. If you apply, you will get the money within 1 day. Now all the goals are also put in place. Parent support. How much money, when will it start, how much will be the inflation, graduation, it's after 7 years, today's 1 lakh, 10% graduation, all of that, all marriage, retirement, everything is there. Now here onwards, what you see down is all our goals with your current net asset, have you achieved it or not? So it's actually whenever you see achieve, that means you have already done that. So parental support, you have already achieved. So you have enough money for that. Educate, graduation achieved. Graduation you have achieved. Marriage you have achieved. Boy, marriage you have achieved. Retirement achieved. So all are achieved. Now what will happen is they will just show you how much money you will have when you are retiring and how will you spend it after that till you reach what 40 years after 95, right? So this is the story where you don't have to go and put your money anywhere. That's how this is done. Now insurance planning, they're saying current annual income, current age expected 55, human life value, insurance cover already taken 50 lakhs, need additional insurance of 98 lakhs more they are recommending. So either they are saying HDFC Life, Click to Protect or LIC ETAP. These are the two ones they recommend. You can take one among this. Health insurance, they are recommended any one of these things. I say so Lombard Eye Health, Star Health, Family Health Optima, or Oriental Insurance, happy thing. Now action plans, all are achieved, and then you can next financial year review can be done on 2nd of July 2024. Now this is a nice to have situation. Now let us go back and change some of the things what we have. So let us say our goals. Let us say my child is probably going to, both of them will go abroad, and I will need 60 lakhs for their education. Sorry, that was marriage. So let me forward that back to 10. Child education, both of them will go abroad, and I need 60 lakhs. And here also you need 60 lakhs. So that is done. Now let me go and try to create the same report. What will happen? I can go and look at the goals. So all are achieved other than boys graduation. But this is not achieved. So you need 60 lakhs future cost. When it happens after 17 years or so, the 60 lakhs will become 2.27 crores, assuming 10% inflation. Assets, expected, future value, deficit. 21 lakhs is shortage as on today itself. Now, then they will tell you have to invest this much amount per month from this year onwards. So from 2023 onwards, you have to start investing 19,679 rupee per month. So this is the additional investment I should do. Invest option for gold. So even for here, girl marriage also, we need to do small amount. There's a small shortage coming. So they're saying there's a 2,600 rupee SIP I need to do for that also. So this is a additional one. Boy marriage. Okay, that also needs a SIP. So this is the SIP for the marriage part 2,600 till 2048. Retirement also I need to invest 47,000. And they will also give you which fund to put this money. saying Parak Parik Flexi Cap put 21,000, ICICI Blue Chip put 21,000, Kotak Emerging Equity Fund put 14,000, Parak Parik Flexi Cap, another, I don't know, it is repeating, but anyway, okay, these are for different goals. So different goals, they're given 3 funds investing with four SAPs. And then they are given the post-retirement cash flow. How will it happen? Now, this is the most important part because generally we will not have achieved all the goals. Then you will come to know how much we need to invest on which mutual fund from when till when. So all those things breakup will be there part of the financial plan. And now we can always adjust. For example, you believe that you can put more than 21,000. You can work backwards and say that you don't have to put that money for next, say 18, 17 years. You have to put it only for 12 years or 13 years, whatever it is. So if you can increase it, that will be good. Or if you believe that you can't save that much, you can reduce it. And then you have to extend your retirement age from 55 to maybe 57, 58, 59, or 60, and then achieve that goal. So that is the beauty of working out this plan. And as I said, it can change on a very regular terms. And whenever the changes happen, go back to this and change whatever it is. Whether you got, as I said, we suppose that you got inheritance. You can go and add that I got so much as real estate or gold or something else, right? Or we can say, mm, or you can say my goals has changed. All right. My child education, I figured out that I don't have to send them to any foreign country. They are good here itself. They will get into good colleges. I can reduce the expenses on my child. Or you can say my income has suddenly increased. I used to get 1.4 lakhs. I changed my job and suddenly I started getting 2.2 lakhs or something. 2 lakhs, right? So same. So that has changed. I can say my expenses has gone up. I can say something on medical side has gone up, or so whatever it may be. So my expenses or my commute has increased suddenly. I have to pay more. I switched from a bike to a car or whatever it may be. So all these changes you can do, and then you can create a new plan, a new report. So I just increase my income. Now let us see what happens to the EMIs and the plans and all those things. Right now, we go down. EMIs has remained same, but my investment has come down to 2038. So 2038. If I look at the previous one, it looks like it was also 2038. Okay. So let us compare one to one. Additional investment. Girl marriage, this was till 2036. So here the new one. And girl graduation, boy graduation. Girl marriage. It's going to 2036. Here it was 2036. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Boy marriage. Till 2048. It's also till 2048. Then this is for retirement 2038. Retirement also 2038. I think this not matching 21, 21, 14, 14. Did it update? Let me just check. That's updated. Okay, let me increase it a little bit more. So that makes an obvious difference. Basic income. So let me say it's 3. Okay. Take a report. So if you look at the overall, okay, it's giving the same number. I don't know. I have to figure this out. Which I thought should come down. It ideally should come down whenever income goes up and the expenses remain same. These numbers, either the SIP will come down or the duration will come down. Either one or both of them should come down. That's how the plan will work. I will do some. I will figure out what is the reason. So this is the overall financial plan. Now, once if you believe this is too complex, then either you can come to me or you can find a advisor who can support you with this, and then you can take it forward. So ideally, you should create a plan as early as possible. Then keep reviewing it by yourself once in a year or with your financial advisor once in a year. Keep it updated and then continue the journey. That's it. So that's it for today. Any questions? I'll take it.
I have a question because in my case, myself and my spouse both are earning. So should we make a combined financial plan because our expenditures are common, or we are spending money? Because as a undivided family, we should make a single plan, isn't it?
Correct. Exactly. You should make a single plan. Yes.
I have not made any such plans in the way you explained.
So this is a little structured way of doing it. Even I did this only a few years back. So that will give us some kind of a comprehensive approach. Is that we have considered everything. There is nothing we are lost. We are not over saving it. Sometimes for me that was always the problem. I tend to always get nervous and don't spend money at all. So that is also a problem. Or somebody will spend too much that you can reduce. So that always helps. It always helps.
ഞാൻ ഒരു 2-3 വർഷം മുൻപ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഫൈനാൻഷ്യൽ അഡ്വൈസർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടത് വരാറുണ്ട്. അവൻ കുറെ ഇങ്ങനെ എന്താ പറയാ കുട്ടികളുടെ മാനേജ് അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് അതൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് അതിനനുസരിച്ച് കുറെ ഇതൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ നമുക്ക് വലിയ ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ വിശ്വാസം വരുന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ഞാനിപ്പോ ഈ മുഖത്തിനത് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോ തന്നെ ഞാൻ ഈ സാധനം എല്ലാ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് എന്താണ് ആ സാധനം അതിൽ കയറിയിട്ട് രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്തു. രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്തെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മള് സൈനപ്പ്, അതായത് ആ ഒരു ഇത്. അപ്പൊ അതില് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാനേ ആ അതിന്റെ ഇത് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എനിക്ക്. അപ്പൊ എന്താ പറയാ, അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾക്ക് ഷെയറിങ് എങ്ങനെയാ ചെയ്യാ?
ഷെയറിങ് സ്ക്രീനിൽ എങ്ങനെ കർസർ ഓടിച്ചാൽ ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു വിൻഡോ പോലെ തരും ബോട്ടം മിഡിലില്. അതിൽ ഷെയറിന്റെ ബട്ടൺ കാണും, മുകളിലേക്കുള്ള ഒരു ആരോ കാണും. ബ്രൗസറിലാണോ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്? ടീം ആപ്പിലാണോ?
മറ്റേ ടീം ആപ്പിലല്ല, ബ്രൗസറിൽ.
ബ്രൗസറിലാകുമ്പോ കർസർ ഇങ്ങനെ ഓടിച്ചാൽ മതി സ്ക്രീനിലൂടെ. ഒരു മിഡിൽ
അല്ല, ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ആ മോളില് ആ സ്ക്രീനിന്റെ ബ്രൗസറിലാണ് സ്ക്രീനിന്റെ മോളില് ലീവ് ബട്ടന്റെ ഒരു ഇതിലും ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു അപ്പാരോ ഷെയർ കാണും.
ഓക്കെ, ഷെയർ സ്ക്രീൻ അല്ലേ? സ്ക്രീൻ,
അതെ, സ്ക്രീൻ കറക്റ്റ്.
മറ്റേതുപോലെ തന്നെ. ഓക്കെ, നമ്മുടെ ഗൂഗിൾ ഇതുപോലെ കണ്ടല്ലോ അല്ലെ? എന്റെ
കാണുന്നുണ്ട്.
ഞാനിത് അതിന്റെ ഇത് ചെയ്യും. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഇതാണ് പിന്നെ ഇപ്പൊ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ഇതിങ്ങനെ 3 വർഷത്തെ പ്ലാൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഇതിലിങ്ങനെ ഇപ്പൊ കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ ലോ കോസ്റ്റ് എന്നുള്ളത് പറയുന്ന സമയത്ത് 999 10,000.
അയ്യോ, അതൊന്നും വേണ്ട, അതിന്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല.
അല്ലല്ല, അത് കൊടുക്കാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചില്ല. 15,000 രൂപ ഒരു ജസ്റ്റ് ഫോർ. അപ്പൊ ഇത് 1000 രൂപ. അപ്പൊ ഇതില് പലതും പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. പ്രീമിയം പ്ലാൻ, പിന്നെ ടാക്സ് യജ്ഞ, അതിന് അത്, പിന്നെ തിൻ പ്ലാൻ യജ്ഞ. ഓക്കെ, മറ്റേത് പിന്നെ നമുക്കറിയാം സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ഏർലി ഏർണർ 1,500 രൂപ. അപ്പൊ ഇതിലെ ഏതാണ് പിന്നെ
പ്രീമിയം എടുത്താണ്?
പ്രീമിയം അല്ലേ? പ്രീമിയം എടുത്തിട്ട് എങ്ങനെയാ ഈ സാധനം ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യണത്?
അതില് റൈറ്റ് സൈഡില് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് കൂപ്പണിന്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല. ജസ്റ്റ് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് വല്ല ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് വല്ലതും ഉണ്ടോ നോക്കാം നമുക്ക്. ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് കൂപ്പൺ വ്യൂ ആൾ കൊടുക്കും മുകളിൽ ടോപ്പില്.
അല്ലല്ല ചെക്കൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടത്.
അല്ലല്ല അതിന് മുകളില് ചിലപ്പോ എനിക്ക് 500 രൂപയ്ക്കാണ് കിട്ടിയത്. അപ്പൊ ഇതിന് അതിനകത്ത് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യും. ഒന്നുമില്ല അല്ലേ? ഇല്ല അവര് സാധാരണ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് വെച്ചിരിക്കും സാധാരണ.
നോക്കാം. അപ്പൊ ഇതിൽ ചെക്കൗട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ മതി അല്ലേ?
ചെക്കൗട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പിന്നെ UPI വഴി പേയ്മെന്റും ചെയ്യാം.
ഓക്കെ, അതെ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞാലാണ് ഈ പറയുന്ന ഇപ്പൊ മൂന്ന് കാണിച്ച സ്ക്രീനിലേക്ക് പോവാം.
അല്ലാതെ ഞാൻ കാണിച്ച സ്ക്രീനിൽ പോകും, പക്ഷെ റിപ്പോർട്ട് എടുക്കാൻ സമ്മതിക്കില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ലെഫ്റ്റ് സൈഡിൽ പോയാൽ ലെഫ്റ്റില് ടോപ്പിലുള്ള ബട്ടൺ പോവും.
മോഡൽ പോർട്ട്ഫോളിയോ
അതല്ല മുകളില് അതന്നെ. അവിടെ അതിന് പോയാൽ മതി. ബേസിക് പ്രൊഫൈലൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും.
ഓക്കെ, ഇങ്ങനെ അടിച്ചാൽ മതി.
ഇതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും, പക്ഷെ റിപ്പോർട്ട് എടുക്കാൻ സമ്മതിക്കില്ല.
ഓ ശരി. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ കൊടുത്ത ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് അതിൽ വന്നൂടാ.
അല്ല, നമ്മൾ ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം ഇത് വാങ്ങിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് എത്ര നാളത്തെ ഇതിന്റെ വാലിഡിറ്റി കാണും?
ഒരു കൊല്ലത്തേക്കാണ് ജനറലി.
ഓക്കെ, അതന്നെ, ഒരു കൊല്ലം എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. 1000 രൂപയ്ക്ക് ഒരു കൊല്ലം. 1000 രൂപയ്ക്ക് ഒരു കുഴപ്പമില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ ഫൈനാൻസ് അത് തുടരുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നോക്കിയിട്ട് ഇതൊക്കെ എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഈ മൂത്ത് പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഓവർ സേവിങ് ഒരു പ്രശ്നം തന്നെയാണ്. നമുക്ക് അറിയുന്നില്ല നമുക്ക് മുന്നോട്ട് എന്താണ് സംഭവിക്കാനുള്ളത്.
സോറി കേട്ടില്ല ശ്രീനി, റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാവോ? എന്താ പറഞ്ഞ അവസാനം?
അല്ലല്ല, ഓവർ സേവിങ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, അതാണ് ഏറ്റവും വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അനാവശ്യമായി നമ്മൾ സേവ് ചെയ്ത് ചത്തുപോകും. നമ്മൾക്കറിയില്ല നമ്മൾ സേവ് ചെയ്ത സാധനം എന്താ ചെയ്യാൻ പോണത്.
അല്ല, അങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് ഒരുപാട് പേര് അറിയാം. എന്റെ ഒരു ഫ്രണ്ട് തന്നെ പറയണ്ട, അവന്റെ അച്ഛൻ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു ദിവസം അവനോട് പറഞ്ഞു, നീ അത്യാവശ്യം കാശൊക്കെ ചെലവാക്ക്. പുള്ളി ഒരു മാഷായിരുന്നു, കോളേജിലെ മാഷായിരുന്നു. I saved everything throughout my life. Now I don't find an opportunity to spend at all. നീ കാശൊക്കെ ചെലവാക്കുന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനത്തെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഉണ്ട്.
അതെ, അതാണ് കുറെ കൂടുതൽ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നവർക്ക് സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്. അതാണ് കൂടുതൽ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് നമ്മുടെ ജനറേഷൻ മുഴുവൻ അത്തരം ജനറേഷൻ ആണല്ലോ. എല്ലാം ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് സേവ് ചെയ്ത് വെക്കലാണല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ അവസാനം അവര് ഉപയോഗിക്കാതെ പോകാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ആ ഒരു പേടിയുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ വെറുതെ അനാവശ്യമായിട്ട് നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് 60 വയസ്സ് വരെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് പിന്നെ ജീവിക്കാനുള്ള സമയമില്ല എന്നുള്ളൊരു രീതി വരാൻ പാടില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഏതാണെങ്കിലും പൊതുവെ ഇതോടെ കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇന്നത്തോടെ ഈ സെഷനോടുകൂടി നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ച മോഡ്യൂൾസ് എല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞു അല്ലേ?
കറക്റ്റ് എല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇനിയിപ്പോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് 1-to-1 ചെയ്യാം, അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ.
ഞാൻ നോക്കട്ടെ, ഞാൻ പിന്നെ പറയാം. ഫോൺ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ നാട്ടിൽ വരുമ്പോ നൂതന കാണണം ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്, പക്ഷെ നാട്ടിൽ വരുമ്പോ കാണാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല. അന്ന്
ഞാൻ മിക്കവാറും അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച തൊട്ട് ഇപ്പൊ നാട്ടിൽ തന്നെ കാണും. ഐ വിൽ ബി ബാക്ക്.
ശരി. പക്ഷെ ഞാനില്ലല്ലോ, ഞാൻ അടുത്ത ഒരു 6 മാസം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എത്തുള്ളൂ നാട്ടിൽ.
നമുക്ക് ഓൺലൈൻ ചെയ്യാം. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഫൈൻ, യു കാൻ ഡു ഇറ്റ് ഓൺലൈൻ.
ശരി.
ഓക്കെ, ബിജു എന്തോ പറയാൻ പോയി.
ഓക്കെ, എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് റിയലി വണ്ടർഫുൾ. അതായത് നമുക്കൊരു പാത്ത്, ഒരു ഐഡിയ കിട്ടി, ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഒരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് വന്നു. അപ്പം അതായത് നമ്മൾ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാകാം. ശ്രീനിവാസ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പം സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാകാം, കൂടുതൽ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാകാം, കുറച്ച് സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാകാം. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പൊ മുകുന്ദ പറഞ്ഞ ആ ലൈനിൽ കൂടെ നമ്മൾ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഒരു പ്ലാൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we will be able to assess something. ഇപ്പം നമുക്ക് അറിഞ്ഞുകൂടാ, നമ്മൾ ഒരു കൊട്ടത്താപ്പ് പോലെ അതിനകത്ത് കുറെ ഇടുന്നു, ഇതിനകത്ത് കുറെ ഇടുന്നു, ഇൻഷുറൻസ് എടുക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷെ അതെന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗമാകും, അല്ലെ എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി അത് ഇടുന്നു എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഐഡിയയിലായിരിക്കുകയല്ല പലപ്പോഴും ഈ സേവിങ്സിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് റിയലി ഹെൽപ്ഫുൾ ടു മീ, ആൻഡ് ഐ തിങ്ക് I had learned lot of things from this. Personally, it was really nice, and I will be in touch with you.
Okay, sounds good. ഡോക്ടർ ഉണ്ണി കുറെ ദിവസങ്ങൾക്ക് ശേഷം ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തതാണ്. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ?
ഉണ്ട്. ഞാന് ഈ വിഷയങ്ങൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വളരെ ഓടി എത്തുകയായിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ പുറത്തായിരുന്നു.
ഓക്കെ.
ഞാനൊരു ഒരു സാഹസ രൂപീകരണത്തിന് പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ പോയതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നല്ല ലേറ്റായി. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അവസാനത്തിന് 10 മിനിറ്റേ കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ഞാൻ ആ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ഓടിച്ച് നോക്കാം. പ്രസന്റേഷൻ തന്നാൽ നോക്കാം. എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും അത് ഫുള്ള് മിസ്സായി. ലിറ്ററലി ഫുള്ള് മിസ്സായി.
നമ്മളിപ്പോ എല്ലാ സെഷനും ഇപ്പൊ യൂട്യൂബിലുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ചാനൽ ഞാൻ നമ്മുടെ വാട്സപ്പിൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ പോയി കാണാം. എല്ലാം യൂട്യൂബിലുണ്ടോ.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരാൾ അയച്ചത് സാർ, അനാലിസിസ് ഓഫ് ലാസ്റ്റ് 43 years ഓഫ് ഡാറ്റ ഓൺ സെൻസെക്സ്, 11,000 ട്രേഡിംഗ് ഡേയ്സ് ഇൻ 43 days, 53% ടൈം പോസിറ്റീവ്, 47% നെഗറ്റീവ്, വീക്കിലി 56 times പോസിറ്റീവ്, 44 times നെഗറ്റീവ്. ആ ഗ്രോത്തും കംപ്ലീറ്റ് കാണും. ഞാൻ ആ ഗ്രൂപ്പിലോട്ടൊന്ന് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാമല്ലോ, അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി.
ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് വൈകിട്ട് വണ്ടി ഓടിക്കുമ്പോ അശ്വത് ദാമോദരൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു കക്ഷിയുണ്ട്. ന്യൂയോർക്ക് സ്റ്റേൺ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിലെ പ്രൊഫസറാണ്. പുള്ളി ഭയങ്കര വേൾഡ് ഫേമസ് ആണ്. എന്താണ് വാല്യൂ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് പുള്ളിയാണ് ആ ടേം എന്താണ് വളരെ പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റ കൊടുത്തത്. പുള്ളി ഒരു വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, 95% ഓഫ് ദ ഡേറ്റ വി ഗെറ്റ് ആർ യൂസ്ലെസ്. ഇതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? വെറുതെ നമ്മൾ ആരെയും കൺഫ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യും, ഒന്നും മനസ്സിലാവില്ല, വെറുതെ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യും. സോ നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചു കാണും, ഞാൻ നമ്മുടെ വാട്സ്ആപ്പ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ഒരു ഡാറ്റയും പോസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാറില്ല. കാരണം എന്താ അറിയോ, ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ജസ്റ്റ് മിസ്ലീഡ് പീപ്പിൾ, ഇറ്റ് വിൽ നോട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പ് പീപ്പിൾ. നമ്മളെല്ലാം വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. മോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ടൈം ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ജസ്റ്റ് മിസ്ലീഡ്. സോ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും, നമുക്കത് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആകും തോന്നിയാൽ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കുന്നതാണ് ബെറ്റർ. ബിക്കോസ് ടുഡേ ഇസ് എ വേൾഡ് ഓഫ് ഡാറ്റ ടെററിസം. ഓരോരുത്തരും ഓരോ ഡാറ്റ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഇത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് അങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് പറയുന്നതാണ്. അത് തെറ്റാണോ ശരിയാണോ എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ തന്നെ വലിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. സോ ബെറ്റർ ഡോണ്ട് ഈവൻ ഗിവ് ദ ഡാറ്റ. അതാണ് എന്റെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് ഷെയർ ഡാറ്റ. ദാറ്റ്സ് എ റീസൺ. ഇത് അറിയാതല്ല. ഞാൻ എന്റെ ബാക്കിയുള്ള ചാനലൊക്കെ നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ആളുകൾ ചാവറ കൂടെ ഓരോ ഡാറ്റ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിട്ടും അത് പറയും ഇത് പറയും. ഐ ഡെലിബറേറ്റ്ലി ഡോണ്ട് ഡു ദിസ് ബിക്കോസ് I have to spend a lot of time to figure out whether this is right, wrong, what context it is right, what context it is wrong. ഒരു ഡാറ്റയും റൈറ്റും റോങ്ങും അല്ല. സത്യം പറഞ്ഞ എല്ലാത്തിനും അതിൻ്റെതായ ഓരോ കോണ്ടെക്ച്വൽ മീനിങ് ഉണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ അതൊക്കെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് ടു ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട്, വെരി വെരി ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട്.
ഈ 300 days പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയാലും ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ 2 ദിവസം മതി എല്ലാം ഇല്ലാതാവാൻ.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി. In fact, if I remember correctly, COVID ടൈമിൽ ഒരു മാസം കൊണ്ട് our stock market went back by almost 8 years or 9 years. ഒറ്റ മാസം കൊണ്ട്. സോ പക്ഷെ എന്താ പറയാ, ഇതൊക്കെ എന്താ പറയാ എന്റർടൈൻമെന്റ് പോലെ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് പ്രശ്നം. കാരണം വാട്ട് ഡസ് ദാറ്റ് മീൻ? വിൽ ഇറ്റ് ഹാപ്പൻ അഗൈൻ? വി ഡോണ്ട് നോ. ഷുഡ് ഐ ബി കെയർഫുൾ അബൌട്ട് ദാറ്റ്? ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ. ഇതൊക്കെ വെറുതെ ഒരു ഡാറ്റ, ഒരു സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്സ് ആണ്. ബട്ട് അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്താ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യാന്ന് അറിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ there is no meaning learning about it.
നമ്മൾ കോൺഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. എന്റെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസും പൈസ പോലുള്ള എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത് അല്ല വേൾഡ് ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ ഇതിന്റെ ഡിസിഷൻ മേക്കേഴ്സ് തന്നെ വേറെ ആരൊക്കെയോ ആണ്. വേറെ ആരൊക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പോ ഈ ഒരു കമ്പനിയുടെ ഒരു 5% ഗ്രോത്ത് ഉണ്ടാവും എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. ഒരാഴ്ച അതിനൊരു സർജ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നു. ശരിക്കും 5% അല്ല 4.9 ആവുന്നു. ആ 5% പോയി ഒരു 6% ഡൗൺ ആയ സംഭവങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അബ്സല്യൂട്ട്ലി. ലോകത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സ്റ്റോക്കാണ് ആപ്പിൾ. ആപ്പിള് ഒരു ദിവസം 25% വീണ ചരിത്രമുണ്ട്, ഒറ്റ ദിവസം കൊണ്ട്.
അദാനി പോയല്ലോ, അതിനൊന്നും ഇല്ലല്ലോ ഇന്ത്യയില്.
എന്തോ
ഇന്ത്യയിൽ അദാനി വീഴാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് എ സിമ്പിൾ തിങ്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി. അദാനിയൊക്കെ ഏതോ അദാനിയുടെ ഒരു സ്റ്റോക്ക് 90% വീണു. സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൾ പോസിബിൾ. എവറിത്തിങ് ഇസ് പോസിബിൾ.
അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഈ നമ്മള്
എന്താ പറഞ്ഞ കേട്ടില്ല, സോറി.
എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കൈ നിൽക്കുന്ന സാധനമല്ലല്ലോ.
അതെ,
ഒരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്. ഈ എക്കോണമിയില് നമ്മൾ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാല് 2 ഓപ്ഷൻ, ബാങ്കിലും ഇടാം, റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റിൽ ഇടാം. ഇതിപ്പോ എക്കണോമി എന്ന് ഞാൻ വിളിക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ പൈസ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എക്കണോമി തകർന്നു എന്നർത്ഥം. എക്കണോമി തകർന്ന ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റില് എന്റെ കയ്യിൽ 1 കോടി രൂപ ഉണ്ട്, ബാങ്കിൽ ഇരിപ്പുണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടും കാര്യമില്ലല്ലോ. റോഡിൽ കൂടെ കയ്യില് പൈസയും വെച്ചോണ്ട് നടക്കാനേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ധൈര്യമായി ഞാൻ മ്യൂച്വൽ ഫണ്ട്സിലും സ്റ്റോക്സിലും ഞാൻ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതിഭീകരമായിട്ടൊന്നും ഇല്ല, ചെറിയ രീതിയിൽ നമുക്ക് സേവിങ് കിട്ടുന്നത് ഒരു 60-70% ഇന്ത്യൻ എക്കോണമി തന്നെയാണ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഇത്തിരി കുറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നു അല്ലേ? 10-15 പേര് 20 പേരെ കൊണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഇപ്പൊ 2-3 പോയി.
കഴിഞ്ഞ 2 ആഴ്ചയായിട്ട് 3 പേരേ ഉള്ളൂ. അതിന് മുന്നേ 8-9 ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കഴിഞ്ഞ 2 ആഴ്ചയായിട്ട് 3 പേര്.
എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഇത്തിരി കടുത്ത പിന്നെ മോഡ്യൂൾസിലോട്ട് വന്നപ്പോഴാണ് ആൾക്കാർ പോയെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു.
ആയിരിക്കാം. ദാറ്റ്സ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡബിൾ. ഇനി ഇന്നത്തോടെ നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇനിയിപ്പോ വല്ലതും വേണമെങ്കിൽ സ്പെഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട് ചെയ്യണം. സോ വി ആർ ഡൺ. ഇന്ന് ലാസ്റ്റ് സെഷൻ ആണ്. സോ
എന്തായാലും നന്നായിരുന്നു, നല്ലൊരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു, നല്ല ഇന്ററാക്ഷൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു.
താങ്ക് യു. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ
ശരിക്കും ഹോംവർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് മുകുന്ദൻ വന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് റിയലി പ്രൈസ് വർത്തി. ഓക്കെ, അത് എത്ര പേര് യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്തു, അങ്ങനെ യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്തു, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ. ബട്ട് ഹി ഹാഡ് ഡൺ ഹിസ് വർക്ക് സ്പ്ലെൻഡിഡ്ലി. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു മുകുന്ദൻ.
താങ്ക് യു.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, bye.